Hi guys, it's Danny. I am back, and this video is going to be a video response for Sheetal, Kumar. Hi Sheetal. It is her 100 Subbie giveaway challenge, and what Sheetal wants us to do is tell the story of basically kind of how we got started, you know, in crafting or whatever it is we do, if it's scrapbooking, card making, art journaling. So I guess while I talk to you and tell the story, I'll just kind of flip through, I'm just going to flip through a bunch of pages that I've done, maybe in the last month or so, just so you have something to look at while I tell you the story. So I got started a really long time ago. It was 1996, and I had just pretty much had a baby. And of course he is now 18. And I went to see my brother who lived in, I keep wanting to say Arizona, no, Utah. He lived in Utah, so I went to see him and my sister-in-law and my two nephews and nieces. So anyway, you guys probably already know this, but Utah, I believe, is like the birthplace or one of the biggest places where scrapbooking really got started and like took off. So yeah, so basically my sister-in-law had found it when she moved there through some of her friends. So as soon as I went to visit them, she took me to like 2 or 3 stores. I mean, they were literally on almost every block. Like literally like 7-Elevens. There were so many scrapbook stores. It was, I was like a kid in a candy store. I mean, I just pretty much fell in love. Absolutely love at first sight. And, you know, so she basically showed me like some of the stuff to buy. And, you know, I mean, some of it was fun stuff, but also like the basic stuff that I would need to get started. And then from there, like I think my husband thought that when I came home and there wasn't really any, like hardly any scrapbook stores, that I would just, you know, give it up or not really, continue with it. But oh no, I was whooped. I loved it so much. It was like a passion, and I swear, sometimes I used to like dream about crafting. And you always hear people talk about like their, you know, when they wake up in the middle of the night and have ideas. And I mean, that was me. I would like live and love like to scrapbook. So yeah, and then when I came home, I got my other sister-in-law into it, and she still scrapbooks a lot too. So it's really cool. But basically, I was the only one here for a while that scrapbooked, and then finally got my other sister-in-law into it. So, but yeah, as you can see, it's an absolute addiction. I just like absolutely love it. And it was so funny because I always said like I never, you know, could draw stick figures. I was so like not, you know, artistic really, or I didn't think so. My brothers were, they were awesome. So anyway, I was just really excited and couldn't believe I actually, you know, did have some kind of artistic value somewhere in that brain of mine. And so, I mean, I guess that's not really like a lot to the story, but I guess like it just continued from there, and little by little they did start opening a few scrapbook stores here in California. So of course it just grew and grew from there. I did teach. I taught for several years, probably 7-8 years on and off. I taught here in San Diego for about 4 years, and I taught in Vegas for about 3 or 4 years. So I definitely love it. It's definitely a passion. And I mean, gosh, I'm not even going to get done with all sharing my layouts that I've done in the last month or so. My story is already over with, and I'm still like, yeah, I'm just addicted. And just recently started to get into cards. So YouTube is what, YouTube is like a whole different story. That happened about, I'd say that happened like 1.5 to 2 years ago when I found YouTube. Oh, and that just opened up a whole different, you know, ballpark for me. Like I just went berserk. And for the longest time, probably a year close to a year or about a year that I just watched videos and didn't participate really. You know, I'd leave comments all the time because I wanted people to know how much I appreciated it, you know, and that I loved the things that they were doing and all that. But anyway, it took me a really long time to bite the bullet and make my first video. Now look at me. You guys can't get rid of me. And so that, and then the card making, like I never really got into cards that much, and so that's just a whole new thing that's opened up from YouTube. And I guess that's kind of my story, Sheetal. I still want to do one thing I haven't really done. I mean, I did do it in college because it was part of I went to a fashion college, and I have like a fashion merchandising degree, and I basically could be a buyer and blah blah blah. But basically, I did have to take art in college, and I loved it, and I actually did really well in it. And that's the one thing I really want to do that I have not done in years is do like an art journal. So I'm starting to watch more of Serena B's channel, and Crystal's 311 Vandal. And a few other people who are just really good at art and just so creative. And anyway, so that's something I want to try to jump into next. But I am really loving like making cards as well as layouts. Layouts will always be my passion. I absolutely love doing 12 by 12s. It just has not changed in years, and I don't think it ever will. I think this will always be my true passion. And I'm almost done. So I am going to say goodbye. You guys make sure that you go over and check out Sheetal's channel. I will leave the link below. And Sheetal, thank you. What is such a fun challenge to do. And, you know, I hadn't thought about how I actually got started in so long. So really neat challenge. I'm so grateful that you had this, and I love your channel. And everyone, please go check her out. I will leave the link below. Again, you guys have a great day. Thanks again. Bye.